Hello, Daily Drafters, and welcome back to the channel for today's Daily Draft. Once again, drafting Murders at Karlov Manor Premier Draft for what is probably the last week or second to last week of the format before we get into the Best Deck Tournament, which is the way that I close out sets here on the channel before we get into Thunder Junction set review season, which is only a couple weeks away, believe it or not. Yeah, that's where we're at here on the channel. Hope you're enjoying Karlov Manor as it comes down to a close here. This is going to be an incredibly easy pack one pick one for us today because we're playing black today as we opened Vein Ripper. What an incredible card. Also a very, very descriptive name. But we will take the Vein Ripper here. I haven't even seen this rare before. What is this? Okay, it's the vehicle collect evidence kind of. Okay. Well, unfortunately for us, there's only a repeat offender in this pack, which is not worth taking here. So the question is, what's the next best card, and what's the best card that goes with Vein Ripper? We're going to, bias towards playing black today as much as we can. So I'm looking at Shock is I think the best of the red cards here, Forensic Researcher as the potentially best card in the pack, and Tunnel Tipster in green. This is a way to ramp to Vein Ripper. And I think I'm going to take the Tipster. I don't think red-black or blue-black are particularly playable archetypes, and I do like the ability to ramp from Tipster into Vein Ripper, although unfortunately for us, black is very, very shallow and already cut. Not that our opponent has, not that our neighbors have taken a black card already necessarily, but there's just not been a lot of good black at all. There's some multicolor cards here. What is the best card in this pack? Probably Leonin or Crowd Control Warden. Night Watch isn't bad. This is just not a very good pack, honestly, for anyone. I guess I'll take the Warden and we'll see if we can go from there. Okay, now there's a Murder. There's also a Gravestone Strider. I was going to say some decent white, but basically only Crovat Haunch. I don't really like the case. There's a Red Herring and a Case of the Burning Mask in red. There's also a couple of green cards here and a bunch of Gravestone Striders going around. This works really, really well if we are able to pick up an Insidious Root. It's just, I don't know if these are going to come back and wheel. Because there's only going to be 2 cards left in the pack when this wheels, and it's probably going to be Airtight Alibi and Case of the Pilfered Proof, what I'd have to guess. But again, I think Vein Ripper is worth trying to hold on to here. So we'll take Murder to go with Vein Ripper. And I guess now the best card in the pack is out cold by a lot. There's really nothing competing with it. So I'm just going to take the best card in this pack. Flotsam and Jetsam could go in a blue-black control deck. There's another Warden. There's a Sanguine Savior, a couple of Slimes. But this isn't a real thing. You know, I have not liked blue-black, but maybe there's a way we can make that work. This is another kind of blue-black control card, although, again, if we go into blue-black and we can splash something like Insidious Roots or Chalk Outline, if we do wheel those Gravestone Striders, the Mortipede might actually be playable in that situation. See, blue-black control, we've got Basilica Stalker, Reasonable Doubt, and Vesterleet. So with all these cards still being here, that tells me that black is open. It's just, I don't think very good black cards were opened in the pack. I'm going to take the Stalker and still lean towards green-black. And unfortunate, look at all this. Yes, every single black card came back. I think the Meddler is much more of an aggressive card. The Interrogators is a more controlling card, and we might end up being more controlling without cold. So black is open. It's just, can we get the right cards? I'm just going to rare draft here. I don't think I'm playing any of that. Accusation, I guess. And I really have not liked blue-black. It's the only deck I have a horrible, horrible win percentage with. And I'm talking, I'm 1 in 6 when I draft a blue-black. Yeah, see, the Gravestone Striders did not come around, and Alibi and Strength were in fact the 2 cards left. But, I mean, Vein Ripper could be a reason enough to do it. So we're going to see what comes here in pack 2. And we do get Case of the Stashed Skeleton and Pyrotechnic Performer, as well as Meddler, Enervation, Torch the Witness, and Galvanized. If we could take every single card right here and just call ourselves red-black, that would be great. But I don't think that's what we're doing. But there's a lot of good red. Torch is just so good. We could be red-black, but gosh, look at all these great cards here. I wouldn't be shocked if like Enervation, Meddler are Skeleton Wheels, and then we can be a little bit more of an aggressive deck. This is really... There's also Extracted Confession. Like, look at all the great cards for us here. You know, I think I want to be black so much that I'm going to take the Enervation there and not feel great about it, to be honest. There's an Undercity Sewers. And not much else. There's some red. But if I didn't take the red in the last pack, I just think I just don't want to be red. And green doesn't seem particularly open. Although They Went This Way is good with Vein Ripper. It helps us ramp to the Vein Ripper. I think I'm just going to take the fixing in the sewers here and just go from there. Now we've got Extracted Confession and Reasonable Doubt. I'm just going to keep taking the black cards because I don't know what my second color is yet. Murder, Stalker, Extract number 2, and it doesn't add up, which is very good with Vein Ripper. If there's any card we do want to be getting back, it is that one. I just... Look at our curve if we take that. I think it has the highest upside in our deck, though. So I'm going to go ahead and take it, and... Could we be black-white control? I could see us actually being black-white control, especially now with no witnesses. What else am I taking here? Macabre Reconstruction, which is good with Vein Ripper, but maybe we could be a bit of a controlling deck. There's a Slimy Dual Leech, which is a very defensive card, but can be aggressive when you need it to. Gorehound, Shady Informant, Sanctuary Wall. Well, if we're control, the wall actually does something. There is Granite Witness, there's some green here, there is Shady Informant as well, but you know what? I'm going to try a different kind of deck here today. Museum Nightwatch, actually not too bad in black-white control. You can just trade it off and get another creature. And then here's another Extract. The Meddler did come back around. And I think I'm going to play an interesting control deck. I don't think the Meddler is great in our deck. I also don't think Assemble the Players is great in our deck. I don't think the Orb is playable in really any deck. Maybe we go back to blue-black, especially if we open a Great Blue Rare in the last pack. Stalker, I mean, that is another disguise creature, and Reconstruction. Okay. Well, how about 2 board wipes? Yeah, this is a deck. You know, this is something we can do. There's a third Stalker. I don't think this is really a Phantom deck, but like, look at our curve right now. It's really not great. The Uneaten Feast is unplayable. Granite Witness could be flipped for double white. I could just take another Stalker here. Here's the Insidious Roots that I don't think we can take, unfortunately, anymore. So Let's take the Stalker. And we're almost like mono black control. This is interesting. Stromkirk, Captain, no. I guess we take Confiscation as a discard spell. I don't think Lead Pipe is good. I don't need a fourth Stalker. I could take Sanguine Savior, but I don't think that's great in this deck. Jace, Wielder of Mysteries. That's so intensive on the blue. I don't think we can take it. We could take Coerce to Kill here and potentially just splash it off of an Undercity Sewers. A Night Watch, an Out Cold, a Fester Leech. I think the fact that we have no witnesses in white means white is better than blue for us. I don't think this is a Fester Leech deck, so I guess I just take another Night Watch here, and we're just going to be disguising and holding up our mana the whole time. I guess Alley Assailant that just trades off with their creature. I could take a Fairy Snoop as well. I guess Fairy Snoop is a nice defensive creature that gives us some value. I guess we could go ahead and play that one here. I don't need a second Confiscation. Wait, did I even take the last one? I did, okay. I don't think it's a Surveillance Monitor. I don't think I'm playing Rakish Scoundrel. That's a late Projector Inspector, but I don't think I'm playing anything here, unfortunately. Another, it doesn't add up. There's a Gravestone Strider. I don't think I need two, it doesn't add up. I don't even know if I want the first one. Guess I'll take Strider as a defensive 2-drop. How many cases do we have? 0. We do have 2 enchantments, though. So maybe we play a 3-mana 1/4. Don't think I'm playing anything here. Don't think I need that many Stalkers. Don't need another Mortipede and a Magnifying Glass. Alright, this deck is horrible. Let's go ahead and build it. Okay, here's where I ended up. And this could be a quick one today. You know, as good as Vein Ripper is, it kind of derailed our draft. And I do think that black was open in this draft. Unfortunately, black is by far and away the worst color. And we really didn't get the good black cards. Well, I mean, I guess we did, but we got Extract and Murder, Enervation, Deadly Cover-Up. I mean, we got some good black cards. They're just not as good as everything else going on in the format. So we've got double board wipe here, which is going to have to go a long way with this deck. Bunch of disguise creatures, a couple that get value when we do flip them. This thing can flip and get us another creature. This draws cards. This probably doesn't do much. I mean, it gets Coerce to Kill and Soul Enervation. And that's pretty much it. And it acts as a defensive body, which so does Sanctuary Wall, and so does Gravestone Strider. I don't think Interrogators is going to poison anybody out. In fact, we don't really have any other ways to make clues, so maybe the Interrogators actually isn't even worth it here. There's no other white card I'd want to play. I mean, I could play, like, a Mortipede number 2. Yeah, I don't think the Interrogators does anything. Get our curve a little bit lower. The Mortipede is basically never triggering unless we cast Macabre Reconstruction. Or Gravestone Strider does it. That's the only thing I see there. So unless we wanted to splash like Out Cold, which is a possibility. I mean, we could actually consider doing something like this here. Yeah, I mean, I guess that's better than just playing another Mortipede. Yeah. Alright, this is what I'm going to try, and hopefully, you know, do better than 1-3 or 0-3. Although with this deck, I'm basically expecting about a 1-3 is what I'm expecting, so we'll see if I can overachieve in the queues. See you in game 1. Alright, starting on the draw. and have potentially the worst hand we could possibly have with this deck. I don't think this is keepable. We can't cast either of these cards. We're 2 white away from a board wipe. This does nothing. This is only a disguised creature, and we're 4 lands away from that. So send it on back. Keep basically an equally as bad hand. And send back a card we have no guarantee of casting, I guess. And cross your fingers, because this could be a quick one. So, like I was saying in the draft, I do think black was open. I just think we got really unlucky and baited by a lot of these control cards. We have double board wipe plus Vein Ripper in the deck, which I think is good. But look at this. I mean, we can't do a thing, and they're playing Dog Walkers on 2. Like, if we don't hit a land drop, this game is over. And even if we do, it's not that great for us. So yeah, you go against red-white with a deck that just does not have it going on, then there's a disguise and land. Nope. But it's a defender we can play. Alright, I guess we trade it for a combat trick. I'm not just going to take 5 over and over. Another Dog Walker. Yeah, I mean, that's how you lose. It's surprising. I've literally never played against this deck before. Boros Dog Walker Novice Inspector? Alright, well, we're already done. So, let's see if the others go any better than that. Okay, here we go. Let's try this one out. Maybe this is slightly better, the fact that we actually have lands this time. This is also a good time to mention that I am a big proponent of posting everything that I record on this channel. You're seeing this, obviously, so you know that I posted it, but I don't hide anything. I think this draft is something to learn from, because I can't even flip this one. I pack one, pick one Vein Ripper and held on to it, and as you're going to see in this very, very quick video, it didn't work out. It did not pay off whatsoever, and it's probably not worth it here going forward. Yeah, Plains is the exact opposite of what I needed, unfortunately. So I post these because I think there's learning moments from every single draft. I draft enough times that I have plenty of great ones. I have a great win percentage this format. I have a lot of trophies. And you know what? Every now and then something like this happens. When it just does not work. So, I mean, we're going to play it out, but I think it's going to be a relatively quick one. And I guess if you're still playing MKM and you pack one, pick one of Vein Ripper, don't get super, super attached. Because this could happen. We are a very heavy black deck. I think I have 10 black sources in the deck. Maybe 9. All black cards in hand, and a single swamp after mulliganing last game too. Cold Case Cracker. Well, if they can't deal with this Basilica Stalker, that's going to be a pretty big problem for them. Let's see if they have Auspicious Arrival or something to crack through this Basilica Stalker. And if they do, we need a swamp so we can deadly cover up, that's for sure. Another seasoned consultant, and there is the swamp. I think that means we have to deadly cover up now. So let's attack. And then we surveil one as well. Don't need a plains. And let's destroy all creatures. Macabre Reconstruction can get back Stalker and Snoop. That's something. Let's just cast this because I'm not doing anything else. If they attack, I obviously can't block, so... Well, that is horrible for me. They basically just time walked me there. Cast 6 mana, and then they just bounce it right back to my hand. It's so woefully mana any. Well, I guess I could go 1, 2, 3. Do the Stalker, but then I have to pay an additional like 5 mana for it. All they gotta do is hook this thing up with a Thinking Cap, and they have a 3/3 that can't be blocked. So I'm gonna have to murder the Specialist depending on what this is here. The Strider could block the Specialist well, but the Thinking Cap makes that not a great plan for me. Take 5, I guess. Especially if they attack with the other 2/2, and if that's anything relevant, then take many more than 5. Yeah, I can't block it. I mean... see what it is. Fenestrated Phantom. Okay. Problem is, well, I could still cast Murder by casting Gravestone Strider and Reconstruction, and then filter the mana through the Strider to cast Murder. So let's do this. Cast a Strider. Cast Reconstruction. Get back... I mean... I guess Fairy Snoop? We're gonna need some more cards here, and then we can still cast Murder. And I'm probably gonna murder the Specialist and block the Phantom here. Where's Vein Ripper when you need him? Oh, I guess they could also just equip that over there. Now I can murder the Phantom? Because the Fairy Snoop's going to be a good blocker against the Specialist, even with the Thinking Cap on. Okay, that worked. Novice Inspector, good card. Okay, so 1, 2, 3. Do this here. 1, 2. Do this here. Go to combat, attack here. And then the Snoop can block the specialist well. I mean, I guess we keep that and hope that Vein Ripper isn't underneath it so that the Fairy Snoop doesn't have to decide between the two. One mana, 1/1 flyer. That could be equipped with a thinking cap. Okay, not the end of the world. Okay, flip that up. Keep no witnesses, bin the swamp. And now we'll see what's on top here. Yeah, that's probably fine. So we'll just cast this thing and we can actually use Sanctuary Wall to tap some things down if we need to. Basilica Stalker aggro. Museum Night Watch, sure. Equip it. Also fine. See if you want to attack. I'm sure you don't. I'll go ahead and put a stun counter on them both, because why not? And I guess they've had enough. Look, we turned the corner. We did it. Alright, we're up first this time. We have double Extract to Confession, which hopefully can nab something good, including, well, don't want them to flip a Dog Walker before we do that. So, keep that in hand. I guess we're disguising a Night Watch on 3 here. Gonna need another land or two in the next 2 turns. Swamp would have been preferred, but I'll take it. Now, a swamp would be a good draw so that I could, well, be 1 mana away from Deadly Cover-Up, but also play Extract to Confession and flip up Museum Night Watch here. That's the closest you could really get to a swamp. So let's attack, play Strider, and Extract, I suppose. Then we've got Enervation for another play, we've got Extracted Confession for another play, and we're 1 mana away as long as Gravestone Strider survives from casting the board wipe here, but they are screwed. So I think I'd like to have them decide what they're going to do here and get rid of some cards. I usually like casting these kind of cards to get their last 2 cards in hand, or 2 of their last 3, but if they're also mana screwed, then they have to make a tough decision. Got rid of 2 cases there. One that requires creatures, and one that cares if he killed creatures. Maybe we'll cheese out another win here. Alright, they found another land, a blue land, interesting. Don't need lands anymore. Let's see if they... Soul Innervation, yeah. So they kill our Museum Nightwatch, we get a 2/2. They take 1. And still no plays. Hello there. We'll play that. Sure, you can murder a 2/2. Because this is coming. That has ward sack a creature. So if they can't play a creature and have a removal spell up, it's going to be tough. Okay. Well, I guess Vein Ripper did do it there. Back into Diamond 3. Alright, starting on the draw here. We have a bunch of 3-drops we can play, including some disguised creatures. So, probably going to lead on Case File Auditor, see if we can find one of our enchantments. Because I can't even flip Snoop when I do disguise it. Tunnel Tipster Ramping. Yeah. What is up with all the planes? We're running like 9 swamps and 6 planes in this deck, or something like that. We just keep drawing so many more planes than we do swamps. There we go. Yeah, I think I'll still do this. See if we find anything. Ooh, we did. Alright, we had 2 enchantments we could have hit, and we drew one of them, so let's go. And I will happily block with this on anything, because we have no cases, so nothing is going to get solved. And going against aggro, so probably going to die as well. Play the Mortipede, and then have Market Watch Phantom start flying over our head. Okay. Get rid of our creature. Attack, attack. Block, take 2. And I guess this is the most mana efficient thing we can do here. I won't be attacking with it. Killer Among Us, that is a board on a stick, that's for sure. So do I cast Fairy Snoop and use the mana to flip it up, or do I hard cast Basilica Stalker? Let's see if we can find a board wipe here. No, I don't need 4. Maybe the Snoop can help us find a board wipe. Because we do have 2 in the deck. And we gotta dig. Yeah, makes sense. Hopefully there's no on the job here. Let's do this, this, and this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Let's see. If they have on the job, we lose with this. So we have to guess right here. If they have on the job. And they have it. So now everything dies, basically. So we need to find a board wipe and hope that we didn't guess incorrectly. We found the board wipe. Did we guess incorrectly? We did everything we needed to do. And unfortunately, we lost. Okay, we go first again here, and we've got board wipe. So Basilica Stalker is going to have to do everything. And by that I mean trade off. Just going to bluff a counterspell or something here, maybe. Ugh. Hate to see Tunnel Tipster on 2. We do have board wipe mana now, though, so I'll be happy to trade this off for whatever. Now, do I just hold this back? I think I'm actually going to, and then I'm going to cast Flotsam and crack the clue, and then I can wipe the board as needed. Next turn I can even just flip this up, get in a point of damage, or 3 points of damage, surveil 1, gain a life, and then they get 2 turns of developing their board here. That is a big creature, though. Can I afford? Just chumping and then, or just, what if I play planes, flip it, hit them, take at least 5. And then cast Deadly Cover Up next turn? Doesn't have a reach, does it? Don't need another planes, so I just gotta hope they dump like at least 2 creatures onto the battlefield here. Or something good, at least. They do have 7 mana. I guess there's no reason not to collect evidence. Yeah, that's a... That unfortunately leaves them with a Planeswalker behind, which is a huge problem. A Planeswalker I never feel like reading. Okay. A 1-powered Planeswalker. Or a 1... And then they could just start creating flying creatures too? I mean... Yeah... This is tough here. Trying to get through Kaya now. I don't know how we're going to do that. This deck is not really built to beat a Planeswalker, unfortunately. I mean, it's built to beat creature decks. Sometimes you run up against your horrible matchup, and that is this case. Alright, they have the bite spell here, so they're going to hit us for 8, I guess? Yeah? Nine? Yeah, this one's basically just over. I can't even double spell and cast Out Cold as well. They could just use Kaya on Vein Ripper at this point too, so that's pretty horrible. That's a shame. I think we were doing pretty well in this matchup. We had all of our best cards, and then they play a mythic rare Planeswalker that you just can't beat. As good as these cards are in our hand, in this situation, this one's better. They get a copy of the Crocodile? No, copy of the... This is back at 1. I don't have haste in my deck. I can't pressure the Kaya. Eavesdropper, Evidence Examiner go to 5. So what do we do here? We just drop Vein Ripper and hope they can't deal with it? And if we can untap, maybe we somehow survive? But Deadly Cover-Up is going to wipe our own Vein Ripper too, although the Deadly Cover-Up could almost be a win con here. All right, this is what we came here to do, so answer it or don't. If they have removal, all they got to do is +1, make a spirit, use the removal, sack the spirit, and then we're dead. So we will see here. They have basically infinite cards in hand. At the expense of some mana, but that's usually not the limiting factor. There's the spirit, and Here comes the bite down on crime from the eavesdropper. No. Exit specialist. I'm just expecting death here is what I'm expecting. Ooh. We actually survived a turn. Okay. So whenever a creature dies, we drain them for 2. Well, we have to try to pressure Kaya here, I guess. We could have used out cold, but we can do that this turn now. So yeah, we'll drain for 2. We will cast Extract a Confession. And then use out cold for the other 2 creatures here. Or for the spirit that they make so we can kill Kaya. I'd prefer it to do it on the spirit that they make, so I really hope they kind of mess up and do it in first main phase here. And make the spirit. Although, I mean, at this point, a deadly cover-up might just be lethal. Again, it drains for two life per creature that we kill. Yeah, they made the spirit. Another eavesdropper. Investigate. So then we just win, I guess, right? So we use out cold on this and this here. Take 2. Go to combat. Hit him down to 5. And then deadly cover-up. That should do it. Wow. Alright, I guess never concede then, right? Woof. Well, Vein Ripper was our pack 1 pick 1 for a reason, and it's like single-handedly won 2 games for us here. Look at this defensive speed. Sanctuary Wall, Gravestone Strider, we've got it all. And we even drew an island. Blue-White Pass. I guess I'd rather Strider get countered if they felt like doing that. Okay, sure, deduce. And then next turn, Depending if they play a threat or not, we'll figure out which one of these two to play. It's kind of a threat, but not really. So I guess we'll just play Case File Auditor here. Can we get lucky 3 out of 3 times? We cannot. But we didn't put any of our best cards on the bottom here, so at least there's that. So we still have both Board Wipes and Vein Ripper in our top 24 cards here. Jaded Analyst, we can block that. Pass it back, and I guess next turn we're just flipping this and getting on in there. Unless they play a flyer or something that can block it well, which I don't think they can with 4 mana, but we'll see. Holding up Lightning Helix. Proph's Eidetic Memory, that is a way to grow their creatures and make them pretty big. But if they put it on the Analyst, well, I can't really double or triple block. I want to keep my Basilica Stalker here, so I have to take 4 to do that. It's not great. Oof. Neighborhood Guardian, another aggressive creature. Alright, well. That's a board wipe. So, probably just going to start trading off my creatures here. No, that's not actually that great in a world where I'm going to clean up the board. So, let's just... go ahead and do that. Okay, getting another counter. Not playing another creature. At least not yet. This might be a... Yeah, I was about... Well, Dog Walker, that's also not great for us. But everything's dying, so I guess we board wipe now? Yeah, I think we have to at this point. We've already got one. I don't think we need another. So let's do Deadly Cover-Up, Collect Evidence 6, Exile. We do have the Macabre Construction in the deck. We could either do all 3 of these or just the Stalker here. I think I'll just do the Stalker. And then we exile. Look at their hand. So what are we looking for? Aurelia, Wojek Investigator, Private Eye, Exit Specialist, Mistway Spy. Wow, okay. That is going to be tough. Especially considering their hand is also pretty darn good. Like, the Investigators is incredibly good against our Basilica Stalker because we just pay 6 mana and then they just also pay 6 mana, get left with a 4/4. Yeah, their hand basically makes this unbeatable here. There's nothing much I can really do. Because now they're just going to play investigators, and we have to do the exact same thing next turn, and they still have a 4/4. Yeah, their deck is pretty darn good. Not on my watch kills the Basilica Stalker here. We know they have a board wipe, but like... can't do much about that. They can cast Out Cold next turn and start bashing. Yeah, I figured that would be the play, so... gonna bounce the Stalker here. Take 3. The next turn they can play Out Cold, and we have to take at least like 3 more, potentially up to 7. Are they just gonna trade? I guess they feel better about the race here? No? Okay. Yeah. Gonna push the damage, I suppose. I think that means I have to chump just to survive. There's the Mistway Spy. Now they get to investigate twice. Well, I mean, I guess that's something we have to do, right? Go to combat. I guess I forgot to do this, so... I mean, they have so many... so many clues. What's the blue cards I have? Nothing that I can... that I need the blue mana for right now. Like, look at this. Just 5 clues over there. I guess if they don't draw any creatures, like... But they have so many different shots at a creature. Especially because Prophecytic Memory is also going to go ahead and put counters on whatever creature they play. Yep, there's the Investigator. That gets counter 2. Like 3 counters maybe. Alright, so they are going to board wipe here, which means we get a clue. So I'm just going to play this in the event that we draw something we could somehow cast at instant speed, but I would be shocked if they didn't board wipe. That's what I thought. There's Aurelia. That has haste. Oh, 1 mana away. Is there any reason to do this on my turn? I mean, I'm gonna be killing it no matter what. I guess if they draw a bunch of cards. I guess they could counter it. I mean, but if they draw cards and put counters on Aurelia, then I could kill Aurelia. I'm sure if they draw the cards, they'll put the counters there, whatever that thing is. It's been a very back and forth game, but I figured they probably had it from a while ago. Alright, we got one shot off the top of the deck for a chump blocker here. Oh, we knew about that in their deck, so yeah, that was a reason to do it on my turn, I suppose. Because that has haste. And that doesn't do anything, because it can't be blocked. Even though I could make a creature card leave and give myself lifelink, but Aurelia gets us. So, you know what? We went 3 wins with this deck, which is better than I thought it was going to be, if we're being honest. So we will take that, and hopefully next time draft a slightly better deck than we did today. Thanks for tuning in today for your daily draft, and I will see you next time.